So this is why I have a gray hair. Oh wait, that's my cat hair. My cat's hair. I have somewhere to be after this, somewhere casual, so this is why my hair is up in a bun. I don't have time to curl it or make it look bridal-esque, but I did throw in a bunch of jewelry and a white top. That should count for something. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I decided, well, I didn't decide, it was a request. Someone DM'd me on Instagram and asked me to create this makeup look. Well, I'll put it right here. So this is my attempt. So I hope this is helpful to you. I hope you have everything you need to create this look. Obviously when it comes to foundation, concealer, brow products, all that type of stuff, it's whatever works best for you. But I did try to use like blushes or eyeshadow palettes or like lip colors that are kind of easy to get, especially during this whole coronavirus going on. I know some places are still closed. I think Ulta's back open. I don't know about Sephora, but I did try to keep it affordable and easy to get your hands on. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, so if you guys want to see how to create this makeup look, bridal inspired makeup look, then please keep on watching. So I'm going to go ahead and do my best to recreate that, and hopefully this will help for your special day. Congratulations, by the way. And if anyone else is getting married this season, I hope this video is helpful to you. You can obviously change up the eye color or the lip color or the blush color, you know, there's so many options out there. I don't know if you guys keep hearing this, but that's like my bracelet hitting the table, and it's getting annoying. I hope you're not going to hear it throughout the entire video. So I already moisturized over 30 minutes ago. I normally like to moisturize at least 30 minutes prior to applying my makeup. So I'm going to go ahead and start with primer. I'm going to mix two primers. I'm going to be using the Becca Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector. Actually, that was a blonde moment. These are both pore primers. I was going to use this one because I wanted this to fill in my pores, but this already does that, so don't need this one. Okay, so the reason why I like this one is because it has a little tacky feel to it, and I like that because it makes your makeup last longer. It like sticks well to your face. This is why I like this one, and I do recommend it. Also, it is a pore filling one, so that's ouch, I just stabbed my eye. So that's a plus. Look at that. Where did my pores go? I don't know. I have a lot of pores here though, sadly. So for foundation, I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Foundation. That's a long name. This foundation does oxidize a little bit, so it does look like it's not my shade at first, but oh gosh, maybe I should shake it. Why is it doing that? It does oxidize, so it does kind of match me more after it like sets. See, it looks really dark. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, because last time I tried this foundation out on camera, it looked like it matched me, but like in person it does look like it's too dark for me. But it does oxidize, like I said, so it matches me a little more once it sits there a little bit. Also, some tips. Your wedding day is not the time to try out a new foundation. It may be a foundation that people raved about, you heard really good things about, and then you maybe think to yourself you're gonna splurge and purchase whatever foundation it may be. But foundation is not a one size fits all type of thing. One size, one product fits all. I don't know. It's different for everyone. Everyone's skin type is different as well. So I do not recommend trying a new foundation the day of your wedding. I recommend using something that you've tried before and love. So it doesn't have to be a high-end makeup brand. It could be a drugstore brand, because there are many drugstore products out there that are just as good as high-end. But I really do like this foundation. If you want to test it out or get a sample at Ulta before your wedding, that would be a smart thing to do, but I would not recommend trying foundation for the first time on your wedding day, because that could be a disaster. It could be great, it could work out flawlessly, and it could be, you know, the most beautiful day ever, but it also could be a disaster. Like if you have oily skin and you use an oil-based foundation and then it just smudges everywhere and moves around and gets on your dress, or you know how it goes. Every girl's worst nightmare. So yeah, this foundation looks really orange in person right now, but I'm gonna let it do its thing. It's supposed to oxidize. Okay, so next, oh, I was gonna mix it with this LA Girl because that's what I normally do, just because this shade is like perfect for me. I really do like this LA Girl Pro Coverage HD High Definition Long Wear Illuminating Foundation. I don't know why it's like a chapter book to read these names. It should be like 3 words tops, maybe 4. Anyway, I do really like this foundation as well. I'm pretty sure it's like $6 or somewhere around there. I'm not exactly sure. So next what I'm going to do is cream contour. I'm going to be using the Smashbox Studio Skin Shaping Foundation Stick, but I'm going to use the contour side. And basically the way I apply contour is I start from like the top of my ear, like right here. And basically if you would draw a line to the tip of your lip, that's how I draw the line, but you don't want to bring it all the way down. Kind of stop right there. You don't have to use a cream contour stick, but I really like cream contour, and especially for your wedding, like in pictures I always wear more makeup, like extra makeup, and I set it and I like do the cream products and the powder products just because you can't always see it as good in pictures, and on your wedding you're going to be taking tons of pictures, so I would recommend doing both, but it's not necessary. So here I'm doing my nose. By the way, I can mention the brushes I'm using if you guys care. I used the Sigma Flat Kabuki F80 for my foundation. Now I'm using the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH10 brush. So basically you do the 2 lines there, 2 lines on your forehead or on your temple area, and then I'm doing my nose contour. So I just like to do like a skinny line. Like I want to leave a skinny space in between these 2 lines, is what I mean. Okay, and then lip contouring, I underline the bottom and then underline the top. I mean, overline the top. My battery is dying. I really hope I finish this in time. And then just underneath your chin. And you want to place it like right at your jawline. You don't want to do it too low, or like basically where your chin curves like this. You don't want to do it on this side of your face. You want to do it, you know what I mean? Underneath, like right here. So now I'm just going to go in with the same foundation brush, if I could find where I put it. Where did I put it? Okay, I guess I'm just going to use this F84 Sigma Kabuki brush, and I'm definitely going to spray it. Normally if I just apply foundation, I don't really need to spray it because it already has some product on there and it helps blend it, but since this is a dry brush, I applied some, what is this? Uplifting Rosemary Coconut Milk Lotion Spray. I wonder if this is for your face. I always used it for my face. Lotion spray. It says directions: spray lotion on body and gently massage into skin. I always use this for my face. Okay, well. And the way you want to blend out your cream contour is you don't want to go too low. Like basically the bottom of the brush is where you want to meet the line. Let me show on the side. The bottom of the brush is where you want to meet the line, like right here. And you want to push up. You don't want to swipe, you just want to like push into the skin. And this is what's going to get that flawless blend. You don't want to like disturb the product underneath. And you also don't want to drag the contour down because you want your cheeks to be like lifted, you know? I was going to do an IGTV video on this, but since I had a few hours to spare today, I thought I would do a YouTube video since there's so much explaining when it comes to bridal makeup. You know, I wanted to explain all the techniques just to make sure you get the technique right. Unless you already know what you're doing, you don't really need my tips, but why not share? Oh, I found my foundation brush. I'm going to use that foundation brush for this part. For the nose, I'm going to be using, this is the Catrice Cosmetics Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. I'm running out of this stuff, but this stuff is only $6 and it is so good. I'm going to do a skinny line in the middle and on the sides. And normally I like to use a sponge for this. I'm going to use this Mario Badescu facial spray. It's not completely Mario Badescu. I had like barely any in there, and then I had a Pixie Rose Water spray and I hated the mist on it. It just like squirted on my face. So I poured it in here, but I don't recommend Mario Badescu. I used to love it. I mean, I'm sure I still like the feeling and the mist of it, but I heard really bad things from dermatologists that it's actually not that good for you. I did not know that until recently. You can spray any facial spray, any setting spray, just to help blend this easier. Okay, then what I like to do is I have this Too Faced powder. You can use any foundation powder. This is the Cocoa Powder Foundation in the shade Golden Light, and I have this Morphe sponge right here. You can use any flat sponge like this, or if you don't have one, it's not a big deal, you can use this side, but I like the flat side because you can easily carve your cheekbone like this. So just that line that I talked about earlier, just underneath, create a line. This is just to make sure if it did drag down anywhere, you know, we're gonna fix that. So no worries. So now, while that sits there for a little bit, I'm gonna move on to the concealer. I have a few that I like. Obviously the one I mentioned just now, but I'm running out of that and I don't think I'll have enough to do my under eye. This is a good one. This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Infinite. I think Infinite is just the larger size, but you can get smaller size in this. I have this Stila Perfecting Concealer. I like this one. It looks very like natural. Like it literally looks like your skin. If I wear this on bare skin, you wouldn't even tell that I'm wearing anything. I have the shade C, number 4. Anyway, another great one is the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer. This one I believe is, I guess it's not waterproof. I had a waterproof one before. Maybe it was a different one. Oh, that one was Makeup Forever. That was a really good one too. There's a Makeup Forever concealer that's also in a container like this, and it's waterproof. That one is a really good one, but my sister took it. I don't know if she's gonna watch this, probably not, but she took it. Anyway, this is a really good one too. I'm gonna go with the Stila one just because this one is the best shade for me at the moment, but any one of these will do. I'm just gonna dab it under my eye. You could apply it. That's actually what I normally do. I'm actually gonna do that. I normally apply it on my ring finger and warm it up between my finger like this, just because when the product is warmer it applies better and it like sinks into your foundation and it just looks better. I wasn't planning to get my fingers dirty, but this is a wedding day, okay? So doing it all. And I kind of bring it up to the brow bone. I mean, yeah, well, right, you know, the end of the brow. It's a very dewy, luminous concealer. I love it. Also apply this on my eyelid, but I'll get some more product for that. Oh crap. I just grabbed the Kat Von D one on accident, so I was squeezing it out a little. Like this one doesn't come out as good, so I was squeezing it the way I would for this one, and this one came out way too quickly. I'm just a mess right now. Okay, well this color's not bad either. It works. Now I have to put some on this side. Okay, I just feel like I'm covered in concealer right now. That was a mess. Actually, that wasn't too much because I need some here too. And a little bit here. So I'm going to use a Sigma F86 kabuki brush. I like this one because it's, well, it's a tapered kabuki. I was about to say because it's tapered, but it's called tapered kabuki. Anyway, so it's like this tapered brush. How many times will I say tapered? So I like to use it for the under eye in particular. And the eyelid is just a great shape. I'm going over with the brush. It's going to pick up any extra product. It's going to soak into the brush because you don't want too much like I just overdid by accident. Let's go ahead and just grab the foundation brush and dust away that powder. Alright, so now I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier A setting powder. I know they came out with like a velvet one. I don't remember if it was called velvet or something, but it's more like satin finish instead of matte. I would love to try that one, but I don't have it. I don't like looking too matte, but I have a trick for that in the end if you keep watching. So go ahead and set your under eye. You can bake if you want, but I'm not really a fan of baking anymore. I used to be. But it just feels very cakey and it's not for me. We're already doing extra by using the foundation powder here, and we're using cream bronzer and powder bronzer, and we're setting it underneath the eye. Our whole face is going to be covered in powder anyway. I don't see why we need to bake it. And then I kind of just like whatever's left on the brush, I just kind of lightly dust over the rest of the face. It doesn't have much product on it at all, but it's just going to get rid of that like tackiness or like the wet feeling. That way when you go in with your powders like your bronzer to blend in, it's not going to be patchy and stick onto the cream product in like random areas. It's just going to blend in very flawlessly. By the way, I just used the Kat Von D shade and light brush. I used the tapered side. Now I'm going to use this flat end for the bronzer. I'm going to be using the Body Shop. There's a ton of bronzers I love. The Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer is only like $11 from the drugstore. It's the same brand as this. This is the butter blush I'm going to be using. I love that bronzer. I don't have it at the moment, but I probably would use that one. I like the Too Faced Soleil collection. They have like shimmer ones, matte ones. Another good one is, I just had it, this Pure Sculpt bronzer, but lately I've been loving this one in particular. I just mix these two top shades together and just go over everywhere we bronzed. This is the Contour Palette number 1. I love all the shades in here except for the highlighter. It's too light. I feel like it doesn't go with the rest of the shades at all. So the nose, just lightly apply some. I'm being very careful not to drag it down too low or up here. You can use an eyeshadow brush. I actually do that most of the time. I'll grab a brush like this and I'll just go like that, just to be more precise. And then a lip and right here. Okay, so we're almost done with the face. I meant to do my brows first in the beginning of the video and I forgot. I guess we're gonna pause real quick and do that before we finish the rest of the face. So I have a few products I'm gonna mention. If you're a powder type of girl, this is a great one. This is the MAC Lingering Great Brow Kit A Sourcils. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. I wish they would change the name because I'm annoyed of saying it. But I've been loving this powder. But from Amazon, I got this Tint My 4-Tip Brow. I'm not even gonna try pronouncing this because I'm gonna butcher it, but it's A-I-Y-I. That's the name of it. When I saw this, I thought it was gonna be crap. I literally did not think I would like it at all, but I just ended up loving it. So I'm gonna zoom you in for this part. Actually, you know what? I'm a mess today. Ignore that. I'm gonna just finish the rest of my face so I can zoom you in for the brows and the eyes. Let's quickly just do the face. We're gonna do the butter blush in the shade Vintage Rouge. I love this blush. I literally feel like it will go for any skin tone unless you're too dark for it to show up on your skin. But I'm pretty sure they have darker shades in this that will work. But like, it will work from like pale skin up to like, I don't know, medium, olive. I don't know. I'm sure it'll show up on deeper skin tones as well, but it's a really pretty color that works for a large range of skin tones. It's a matte blush if you want a shimmer blush. This is a really pretty one as well. It's this Becca Flower Child. Maybe I'll apply it on top just for you guys to see. I don't know if it's gonna focus because my camera is very slow at that. I might apply it on over just so you guys can see both options. This one's probably around $10 as well. I literally like just apply tons of this because I love it. I apply some under my nose too, and a little bit like where the bronzer is. My bracelet keeps, what the heck, did I do that? I have like little brown dots on my shirt and I don't know if it was there before I started doing my makeup, but I don't know what that could be. Let's apply some of this one. I used to love shimmer blush. I mean, I still do, but after I tried out this blush, it's just been the only thing I've been using. But shimmer blush is really pretty also, especially in pictures if you just want to glow. Also, you can even use a shimmer bronzer. I have the Too Faced, what's it called? Golden Soleil. I'm actually going to get that and apply that so you guys can see that on as well. So you guys see this bronzer, I'm going to apply shimmer over it. Basically, you guys saw the matte edition. Now I'm going to add the shimmer blush and shimmer bronzer just so you guys can see both options. I'm going to use this Jaclyn Hill JH05. It smells so good. If you just want to glow on your wedding day, then use shimmer products. If you're more matte, then just stick to the matte. I love both. I've been doing matte lately, aside from highlighter, but I do love both. Okay, I'm just going to go over with the brush again because we don't want it to look so dragged down. Alright, so I have a few highlighters that I love. Alright, so this ColourPop Super Shock highlighter is one of my all-time favorites. You can tell because I'm basically out of it. I use the shade Wisp. Maybe I'll use this today. Or maybe I'll use two just for the heck of it. This one is one of my favorites too. This is the Champagne Pop. This was the collab with Becca and Jaclyn Hill. This highlighter is bomb, like one of my all-time favorites. This one is a great one too. I have a lot of good ones. This is the Anastasia X Emrazy highlighter. This one I feel like goes for a lot of skin tones because it's not that pigmented. It's just more of like a glow. I'll swatch them all for you in just a second. And then I've been using this Pure Glow one. There's 3 shade options in there. I kind of just mix these two. Sometimes I'll mix this one in for the inner corner and the nose. I guess for this one we'll just mix them all together. Now that I'm looking at them all side by side, this Pure one is definitely the most subtle one. So ColourPop, Becca, Anastasia, and Pure. I don't know if that light is too harsh for you guys to see, but I'm just gonna go with the Becca one. It's been a while since I've used this one, but look how beautiful. Like I barely need any of it. Then again, if you're not like into that like super highlighted look, I'm gonna do this on this side just so you guys could see. I like to use a brush like this or this. So this is the Luxie 660 Precision Foundation Brush. I don't know why I can't speak. And this is the e.l.f. 105. I'm going to use the e.l.f. And the brush I used for this side was the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH09. It's the same exact brush, I believe, as this one. Morphe M510, except for I used and abused this, so it's very fluffy. Also, I do like to keep this little cap on here. It like came with a makeup brush. That way when I travel, I close it. And also if I want to use my nose. If I want to highlight my nose or my inner corner, I can just pull it up like this and easily highlight a straight line. So see what I mean? Like, even if you got the bronzer a little bit in the center, this highlight overpowers it by a lot, so it looks very straight and narrow. For this side, I'm going to show you the ColourPop one. These are all great highlighters. You can also stick to your favorite highlighter. So this one definitely looks more natural and glowy. As you can see, I mean, it's definitely hot. I have a ring light on, so it looks poppin'. But this one is definitely more like bam in your face, and this one's still very highlighty. It's very poppin' still, but it looks more subtle and dewy. I am late. I have to go, and I'm like this far into my makeup look. I'm gonna have to even them out now that I showed you guys a different highlighter on each cheek. Gotta make sure it's the same. Okay, so now I'm gonna zoom you in because we're gonna be doing the eyes and the brows. I hope that's not too dark for you guys because when I zoomed in, it's a little darker in the back, but hopefully it's still good for you guys. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do the brows. Like I was saying, I found this on Amazon. I'll try to link it if I can find it. I did not think I would like it at all, but I ended up really liking it. So what I like to do is just start from down here. Like, I've tried brushes like this before, but I just feel like the ink doesn't come out that good. But this one, like, I don't have to put that much pressure for it to show up. So I also like to do, sorry, it's like really hard for me to talk while doing this. But basically just brush up as if you're, you know, where your hairs naturally go, that's where you would brush. I'm really bad at explaining things. I could not be a teacher. But I kind of just use it like this way to draw hairs on the ends. And then before it dries down, grab a spoolie just so too harsh anywhere. Eyebrows are different for everyone, obviously, because we all have different shapes and sizes. We all have our different preferences on what products we like to use. I'm pretty new to using this product, but I've been loving it. So now you can just use the concealer you used earlier, but I'm just going to use a little bit of foundation and carve out the bottom. Just make sure it's not so lopsided. Make sure it's even with the other side. If you need to, you can fill it in with some powder, but I think it's pretty good. And I'm in a hurry, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Well, not necessarily. I'm gonna apply some brow gel. I have this Essence one, but I feel like it's a little too dark. Okay, I'm gonna have to use it. I have a Milani one that I really love, but I can't find it. Either way, I'm running out of it. So just a little bit of brow gel. Alright, now onto the eyeshadow. It's typically what I would do for weddings. It's pretty easy peasy, so let's get to it. I have two palettes here. I'm not sure which I'm going to use. I have the Jaclyn Hill palette and the BH Cosmetics palette. I just grabbed these two because I know they're both really good for wedding makeup. Okay, I'm going to use the Jaclyn Hill. And now that I'm looking at the glitter on the eyes, it's not really glittery, but I have the perfect shadow for that look. That one in particular, the shimmer part on the eyes like really pop. Okay. Stop talking, let's hurry up. I'm going to use this brush. This is the JH30. I know that Morphe has a brush exactly like this, and then when Jaclyn created her collection, she just used the same one, but I don't remember what it's called because I gave mine away. So I'm just going to like use this third shade right here and set my entire eye. Kind of just blend all over. I kind of move in circular motions, and this is just going to help everything else blend easier. If you're doing it on like concealer underneath, it's going to be like sticky, so it's going to be harder to blend it. It's going to be more patchy. If you're more experienced with eyeshadow, then there's a way to do it right, but for this look it's more smoky, so it's easier to just do this technique. Alright, so next I'm just going to use a Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH31. So I'm going to use this shade right here. This is underneath the one we just used. Tap off that extra. And I'm going to start packing this on my outer corner. It's a pretty shade. I haven't used this palette in a while. And then I'm going to start blending whatever's left into the crease. You can start blending it out more once there's less product on the brush. If anything, just go in with that first brush and make sure it's blended. If it does get patchy anywhere. Blending is key. You also want to bring it into the inner corner, not on the lid, but still in the crease. You kind of want to bring it up higher. When there's literally like nothing left on the brush, I just go like this, like from the bottom of my outer corner to my brow bone, just to smoke it out. But as you can tell, it's not like very harsh because there's nothing really left on the brush. And just make sure it's blended. You don't want it to look patchy. You could use a shadow from the same palette. I would use something like that. Maybe mix it, so that might be a little too light. But if you want to look as similar to this picture as possible, I would use the Night Drama. I'm sure you can find, I know BH Cosmetics has like single, I have one somewhere. It's not the same shade as this, but they're like basically like the Super Shock highlighters, but they're kind of like have a little sparkle to it, but they're single shadows. Anyway, so I'm going to be using the Night Drama Bobbi Brown palette, and this shade right here is like beautiful. It's like one of my favorite shades ever. I'm just gonna go in with my finger. You could use the brush, but I like using my finger, and look at that. Look at that. I'm basically just applying it on my lid. Like, that is a beautiful shade. So now I'm just gonna get a synthetic brush. I'm gonna use a Japanese 310 brush. It's just like a synthetic flat brush, and I'm gonna use that just to make sure that it's even everywhere. I like applying it with my finger first though, because it's more like pigmented that way. If you use a brush like that and put it on, it'll be more subtle, but it's pretty dramatic in this picture. So now just going back in with the JH31 brush, I'm just gonna blend in this outer part. So basically from like the outer lid to the center of the lid, just blend it back and forth to make sure it's transitioning nicely. And then it doesn't really show much of the lower lash line, Well, I guess in this photo it does. This photo is more like orangey, like it's very warm. This almost looks like copper, and down here looks pretty like mustardy yellow. But I'm gonna go a little more neutral because it is wedding makeup, and these ones, this other two photos she sent me are more neutral. So I went with this one because that screams wedding makeup to me. They're very similar, it's just a little, the first one was a lot more like warm. This one's still warm, but that one's like almost orange. So now just going in with the same shades, we're gonna do that transition shade we used first that we set our eyes with, and I'm just gonna blend it underneath the eye. I'm using a Sonia Kashuk blending crease. You can get these at Target. I'm gonna use a JH42 and use that darker shade, the one underneath it, and get closer to the lash line. Alright, I'm also gonna grab in the Night Drama palette. You could use one in the Jaclyn Hill, but I'm gonna use this one right here. It's just like a dark brown shade, and I'm just gonna deepen it a tiny bit because we are gonna have like a thin black liner on our top line, so I kind of want it to look a little bit darker down here as well. So next we're gonna do a thin black liner. I don't know if you guys need me to do that on camera, but I'll do it anyway, just in case. Wow, I found the Milani brow gel I was talking about. I like this one a lot. It's like a microfiber one. Tinted fiber gel, not microfiber. Ah, make myself laugh. I have two eyeliners. I love this one. This is the Tattoo Liner by Kat Von D. But I believe it's like $22 or something. This is a mini I got for my birthday. I did get these on Amazon. There was a set of two of them for $14. I've tried it out once. I like how it applies, but then again, I haven't really worn it long enough to know if it like wears well. But is it waterproof? Are you gonna cry on your wedding day? That I can't tell you. Well, it's not waterproof, so I can't tell you that. I would probably go with a tattoo eyeliner. Where did I put it? I'm like running late. Why am I like this? Okay, I'm gonna quickly do the other eye. Alright, so I just did a very thin liner. Depending on your wedding day, most people do eyelash extensions. Some people do false lashes. I'm not gonna apply false lashes because I'm just going to work after. This is already pretty extreme for work. So I'm just gonna apply mascara. If you don't know how to apply lashes, you can Google how to apply lashes, but I also have videos where I explain how to apply lashes. I'm going to be using my favorite mascara in the world. I have to take it out of my purse because I carry it with me. This is the Volume de Chanel and La Base mascara. The base does make a whole lot of a difference. I love this mascara. And then I'm just applying some on my lower lash line. Okay, so for the lip color, I just grabbed a handful of options. Alright, so I think we're going to go with this first one. This one is by Bella Pure Cosmetics. This is in the shade LS017 Incognito. I don't know. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, we were staring at it. I accidentally got some mascara under my eye. I was just waiting for it to dry so that I could do what I just did. If you ever get mascara on your face, leave it on until it dries, then grab a spoolie. I cannot talk today. I think it's because I'm in a rush. Grab a spoolie and then just brush it off, and then I get a sponge and just make sure it's not there. I really need a lip moisturizer before I apply any lipstick. This is just Vaseline Lip Therapy. Yeah, this one's pretty similar. I definitely need a lip liner, so I'm going to use the L'Oreal Color Rich in the shade Natural. Okay, that is such a pretty lip combo. I don't know why I've never really used this. I have, but I had it sitting in that drawer for who knows how long. That's beautiful. And then I have two lip glosses that I think will look really pretty. This one's pretty shimmery, but this one's also very, it's like tinted. So let me swatch it for you guys. This one has some color in it too, but I don't know if that's just because I applied it over lipstick and that's why it looks pink. This is the glittery one right here. It looks kind of pinkish, but I think it's, like I said, because I applied it over lipstick and it picked up some of that color. So these are both really gorgeous, and I feel like they'll both look really good, but I'm going to go with this one. This one was the Bite Lush Fruit Lip Gloss in the shade Cocoa, and this is the number 7 High Shine Lip Gloss. in the shade Pink Latte. Ooh, that's so pretty. I'm glad I went with this one. Alright, so I think we're done here. Obviously the last thing to do would be to set it. I'm just going to use this L'Oreal Infallible. Oh, that was my trick. I didn't really bring that up. To avoid a cakey, powdery face, make sure to use lots of setting spray, like literally drench your face. I literally will use like 10 to 15 sprays. I normally do it before I apply my mascara, and like I normally do it before I do my eyes in general, just to avoid like running mascara. So I'm just going to cover my eyes. Okay. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm pretty drenched from it, which is fine. And you can get either a sponge. If it was a wet sponge, I would use it, but since it's not, I'm just gonna use like just a clean brush, and I'm just gonna dab it in, just to make sure there's no splotches anywhere. But that setting spray is a pretty fine mist, so I don't really have that issue. But I think we're done. This is my completed makeup look. Alright, so I went ahead and zoomed you guys back out, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching, and thank you especially to Angela for requesting this video. I'm so happy to help. Even if it's just one person that I impacted with this video, makes me happy. I made it just for you, so I hope you like it. I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope you have the best wedding ever. I hope you make lots of memories, and I hope it's everything you ever dreamed of. And that goes to anyone else who watches this as well in preparation for their wedding. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and if you'd like to request any videos, I'd love to hear it. Please comment that down below. It definitely motivates me to film if someone asks me for something, so otherwise I'm not that motivated because I feel like no one really watches my videos. So yeah, I'm in a hurry. I'm definitely late, 20 minutes late. Anyway, okay, stop rambling. Thank you for watching. Please follow me on Instagram. I'll put my app right here. And if you have any suggestions or requests, like I said, please leave that in the comments. And please like, share, subscribe, and I'll be back with more videos. So turn on the bell notification so you get notified every time I post, so you don't miss any of my videos. Bye!